Hello BookTube, my name is Dennis, and after a long absence I have returned to make another video. So welcome back to my channel, The Intellectual Reads, where I will be talking today about a book that I recently read and that has resonated with me enough to make me want to do another video. That book is Malcroix by Henri Bosco. To get out all the details before we begin, this book is published by NYRB and it was in my monthly subscription package for the month of April, so I would I know that it was published by NYRB in April. The translation was done by Joyce Zonana. I had never heard of Henri Bosco, nevertheless read him. Henri Bosco is a French author who was nominated for the Nobel Prize 4 times. He never won the Nobel Prize. He was born in 1888, I believe, and he passed away in 1976. It says in the introduction that he has written fiction, poetry, among other things, and has had multiple works published. I do believe, however, that this is his first work that's been translated into English, because I couldn't find any other works by him translated into English. The fact that I searched for more works of his should tell you highly how much I think of him. Now that we have crossed our I's and dotted our T's with the introduction, let's get into the meat of the story. The story follows a protagonist, and it's told from his first-person view. He comes from a good family in a seaside town in France, a family that is very close-knit together, a church-going family who is strong in bond and love. We pick up the story when he receives a letter from his uncle that notifies him that his uncle has left behind an estate and has left it in his will, the estate, to him. He has no contact with his uncle ever in his life, and so it's quite surprising and perplexing, but nevertheless he embarks on a trip to see this estate. We are taken to this island within the first 10 pages of the story, as we are dropped with him trying to figure out the circumstances of this letter. He comes to this island leaving the support and love of the Malcroix family, which is the family that has looked after him, and his father's side of the family. He leaves this support system of the Malcroix family and his nice life to discover more about the Malcroix family, which is the family of his mother's side, and the family that he has never known. And apparently he is the last descendant of this family now that his uncle has passed away, and hence he has inherited this estate. The instructions within this will make his stay a lot lengthier than he had planned. And basically the timeline of this story is his stay at this secluded island. It is a story that I find to be resonating with the times we live in today, specifically what's going on in the world, because the story basically focuses on isolation, solitary confinement, and introspection, and using the allotted free time that he has to come and discover who he is as a person. The most interesting parts of these stories are his self-reflections and his figuring out his identity, as he notices that on this rather oblique, dark, and eerie island, how much of the Malcroix blood he has in him. And these introspections reveal to him that there was a whole side of himself that he had never ever knew. Besides the self-reflection, this book is really done beautifully in terms of lyricism and the way the author here, Henri Bosco, tries to focus on the environment, nature, and the setting takes a surreal kind of characterization in itself. Even though it's dark, it's the lyricism and the prose is so beautiful that it has this French noir feel to it, but written with a Proustian pen. Of course, like with any suspense novel, there's a dark history of the family that is to be discovered on this island while he is there. However, what I found most refreshing in this novel is that the suspense never suffocated any of the finer elements that make a literary novel. Bosco here really flushes out the main character. He really flushes out nature and its effect and its power over us, even though often unrealized. As well as his language really shines here. I mean, this is on par with Nabokov or Proust. The sentences here are just to die for. I mean, if you like a slow story with beautiful descriptions, captivating prose, and a lot of introspection, this is definitely a novel for you. It's a suspense novel, but it's done for the literary fiction reader. Why this book really resonated for me is the fact that it had beautiful prose, which is very important to me. It had a wonderful magical setting. It was also eerie and dark. And it showed that dark times can be used to our advantage to rediscover ourselves, rediscover our hidden makeup that comfort has laid dormant for all these years. And so when we're going through difficult times in our own ways like this, and we're all going through them, a dark novel that can teach you lessons that can be applied to whatever situation that you may be going through, I think is the kind of novel that is perfect for this type of time to read. The best part of this book is the fact that he merges all these aspects of the novel in an equal way that you can't help but think that perhaps the character just stumbled upon a patch of magic mushrooms, had a horrible trip, and has decided to take us on this trip in this book. It's one of the few books that I have read that is dark and suspenseful, but yet at its core is literary. So I will leave this review, and I will recommend this book to anybody who likes a slow, well-written, lyrical, dark book, as only the French can do. So hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope to be back for more great videos and to see you again soon. Thank you.